It's good to have you join us on AD4 TV Radio News Update, coming to you live from Abuja, Nigeria's federal capital. I am Merciful Ajinomo. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control on Saturday confirmed 87 new cases of COVID-19 in Nigeria, 33 in Lagos, 18 in Borno, 12 in Osun, 9 in Katsina, 4 in Kano and Ekiti State respectively, 3 each in Edo and Bauchi and 1 in Imo State. As at 11:55 p.m. 25th April, there are 1,182 confirmed cases of COVID-19 reported in Nigeria. 222 have been discharged with 35 deaths. In other news, Nigerian Breweries PLC announced a donation of 600 million naira to the federal and some state governments in its quest to support ongoing efforts aimed at containing the spread of the novel coronavirus across the country. The company, in a letter to Boss Mustafa, Secretary to the federal government and chairman of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, said it was its own way of supporting concerted efforts by all tiers of government and other partners. The company's managing director, Mr. Jordi Borut-Bell, confirmed that the 600 million naira donation include a 250 million naira cash donation to the federal government through the Coalition Against COVID-19, the private sector-led special intervention fund managed by the Central Bank of Nigeria, and a 250 million naira cash donation to 7 state governments' task force against COVID-19. Lagos and Ogun State will receive the sum of 100 million naira and 50 million naira respectively, being COVID-19 frontline states. Similarly, the Nigerian Bottling Company Limited praised the doggedness of environment frontline workers, including street sweepers and garbage collectors, for helping to keep the country clean as the world marked the 2020 Earth Day amidst effort to halt the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic. The company, in a statement commemorating this year's Earth Day, signed by Director, Public Affairs and Communications, Ekuma Eze, urged Nigerians to embrace the highest standards of personal hygiene and clean environment to curtail the spread of the virus and protect the earth. Eze, in the statement, called on all to maintain personal hygiene and to increase positive behavior towards the earth. Still on the pandemic, the Oyo and Anambra state governments in Nigeria on Saturday relaxed curfews and asked residents to resume some of the suspended activities. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde, during a press briefing at the Government House Agodi Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria, directed civil servants from level 13 and above in the state to resume duty on Monday. Makinde also relaxed the dusk to dawn curfew in the state from 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. to enable farmers to access their farms during the planting season, adding that COVID-19 compliance guidelines would be provided for markets in the state. He stressed that only markets that meet up with the guideline would be allowed to reopen. Meanwhile, Anambra State Governor Willie Obiano has relaxed the coronavirus lockdown imposed on the state and directed churches to commence full activities, stating that the worshippers must wear face masks and observe the World Health Organization's guidelines during worship. He added that there should be no crusades and vigils for the time being. The governor announced that movement around the state were not restricted, stressing, however, that all boundaries in the state remain closed. The president of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Comrade Ayuba Waba, joined the clamor for debt relief for Nigeria from multilateral institutions, noting that this becomes inevitable under the current circumstances imposed on global economies by the novel coronavirus pandemic. Speaking on the need for debt forgiveness, Waba said the response of the International Monetary Fund in providing debt relief service to 25 poor countries could not have come at a better time. At the IMF Executive Board meeting held on April 13, 2020, the fund announced that the gesture, channeled through its revamped Catastrophe Containment and Relief Trust, is targeted at addressing the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. On the foreign scene, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson will return to work on Monday after recovering from coronavirus. Dominic Raab will step aside as acting Prime Minister, allowing Johnson to make a full return. Johnson left hospital on Easter Sunday after contracting the disease and has spent several days recovering further at Chequers, the Prime Minister's countryside retreat. In the United States, Hawaii Governor David Ige during a press conference this Saturday, announced that the statewide stay-at-home order for Hawaii, set to expire on April 30th, has been extended until May 31st. Iggy also said he has extended the order that travelers should quarantine for 14 days after their arrival to the state until May 31st. You're watching AD4 TV Radio News Update. We'll go on a short break now. Musters when we return, do stay.
Hi guys, I know most of us are terrified by the coronavirus, and all the misinformation and fake news is not really helping. Now, there are many recommended ways to stay safe during this period of COVID-19. One of the most important things, which is I am making sure that as often as possible, I am washing my hands with soap and water for a minimum of 20 seconds. Let me show you how. So rub your palms back and forth, spend some time on each side, and you go on the back of your hands, and make sure you get in between your fingers. This is very important because 80% of communicable diseases are actually transferred by touch. So washing your hands properly reduces the risk of you getting infected. My name is Banky Wellington. Be safe for yourself and safe for others too.
This message is brought to you by the United Nations in conjunction with the Federal Government of Nigeria, the Federal Ministry of Health, the NCDC and the Banky Wellington Foundation. Take responsibility.
You're welcome back. Still on COVID-19, the National Health Commission in China this Sunday said China reported 11 new cases of the novel coronavirus and no new deaths this Saturday. The 11 new infections include 5 imported and 6 local cases, with 1 case from Heilongjiang province in China's far northeast on the Russian border. There has been growing concern that cases coming into China from Russia could spark a new outbreak in the north. According to National Health Commission, the total number of confirmed cases to date is 82,827. 77,394 patients have been recovered and been discharged, and the death toll stands at 4,632. Meanwhile, the governor of New York, the epicenter of United States COVID-19 outbreak, Andrew Cuomo said the state will allow pharmacists to carry out tests for the virus. Cuomo said some 5,000 pharmacists will be able to carry out 40,000 tests per day. Almost a third of the 53,751 deaths in the United States happened in New York City alone. Since January, health authorities have identified more than 939,000 COVID-19 cases throughout the United States, as New York has become the epicenter of the country's outbreak with 282,143 confirmed cases and 22,009 deaths so far. Experts say those numbers don't give the whole picture because many cases, including mild or asymptomatic infections, have not been diagnosed, adding that a more telling number will be the number of people hospitalized with coronavirus. They added that one of the biggest concerns during the pandemic is that hospitals will be overwhelmed, running out of life-saving tools such as ventilators. That's it on AD4 TV Radio News Update, coming to you live from Abuja, Nigeria's federal capital. You can join the conversation on our social media platforms at AD4 TV Radio on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn and Instagram. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at AD4 TV Radio. Many thanks for watching. I am Merciful Ajinomo.